Good morning, good morning, good morning. My apologies. I thought I was right on time, y'all. I know I came down the steps a little bit late, but golly, I thought I was right on time. Good morning, good morning, good morning, grand rising, rich rising. Happy new day to each and every one of you guys on this beautiful day that the Lord has made. I'm trying to, there you go. Get everybody locked in. Good morning, good morning. Double tapping on the screen. Y'all already know what to do. Y'all already know what to do. Go ahead, let's reach our goal on all three platforms so that we can go ahead and jump right on into into our training for the day. Into the training for the day. Let me go ahead and get that pulled up real quick, like. We started talking about it on yesterday with being spiritually focused, started talking about spiritually focused, and we started in that on yesterday after talking about all the different things that actually happen all throughout life that kind of throws us off, right? Things that throws us off, things that keeps us sidetracked, from friendships to relationships to family ships to job ships, all the different ships that we are on a regular basis. We broke each one of those things down, and we talked about, some of the hurt and some of the pain that we endure, how there's going to be pain that we're going to be dealing with that we did not cause, right? And just because you did not cause the pain does not mean that you're not going to be responsible for healing yourself, right? There's going to be some pain that you're going to feel in your life, some things that you're going to deal with in your life. Thank you so much, Benny Simpson. I appreciate you. There was somebody else that had came up, and Denise Rose, I appreciate you. It's going to be some pain that's going to happen in your life, some things that's going to happen in your life that's going to really, really hurt you, right? And no, you're not going to be responsible for that pain, but you will be responsible, right? You'll be responsible for the healing, which means that it's going to be your job to make sure that you are taking the proper steps to make sure that you're healing and that you're developing the way that you're supposed to, right? Whether that means you get going to therapy, whether you're getting a coach, whether you're reading self-help books, whether you're reading the Bible, whether you're going to YouTube and you're listening to ministry or motivational speaking, it's going to be your responsibility to make sure that you are the person that's taking your life into your hands and saying, hey, look, I have an issue. I have something that I'm dealing with, something that I need to correct in my life. And so you start doing the necessary work in your life to correct those things. You're not going to always be the person that caused the pain. Sometimes you'll just be the person that's going to be responsible for correcting it, right? And that's what we learned about Jesus, right? Jesus was the one that he didn't cause the pain. He didn't cause what it was that he was going through, but he was a part of the purpose. He was a part of the plan. He was a part of what God was putting together to bring redemption for everybody else. But then we also saw the other side, right? Which was we had Adam and we had David. Adam and David both were the illustrations of people or the examples of the people who actually caused their own pain. They were going through what they were going through because of what it was that they've done. So in other words, what I'm telling you is that no matter how much we fast, no matter how much we pray, no matter how much we are locked in, right? When you decide to step out of alignment, that there's going to always be consequences for your actions. There's going to always be consequences for your actions. And that's just something that you're not going to be able to escape. And what I want people to do is to stop thinking that, oh yeah, well, I can pray about it. I'll go ahead and do what I want to do. And after I do what I want to do, then I'm just going to go ahead and pray about it. And when I pray about it, it's going to go away. No, the consequence of your action is still going to be the consequence of your action. That's not how this works. God's grace is for our mistakes, not for the things that we intentionally do. Right? So let's double tap on the screen. Let's go ahead and reach our goals. So we started out yesterday and we were talking about that, and we talked about what? That number one thing that I broke down to y'all was that this right here, this is, he never promised you a soft life. I don't know why. Everybody, everybody want a soft life. But God never promised you a soft life. He says you're going to have to work. You're going to have to work. And why do you say he said that you have to work? Because he says faith without works is what? Faith without works is what? This is how we know that you have to work. For everybody, oh, well, won't God just go ahead and do it for me? He could just do it because this is the power that he got. No, he says you have to work for it. You have to work. If you believe that this is something that you want, you have to be willing, right? You have to be willing to put forth the effort to create that thing that you want. You have to be willing to do the work. How is it that you have faith in something that you won't even make sacrifices for? How is it that you have faith in something or you want something, but you won't even get up and do what you need to do? Good morning, Takesha. Appreciate you so much. But you won't even get up and do what you need to do to get it done. Have you ever had somebody got all these bright ideas? They can tell you all the ideas in the world. Come up with a great idea. Oh my God, I know what I want to do. And it's going to be this and it's going to be that. And then they hyped up about it for 2 days. The next 2 days, you're like, well, what happened to that idea that you had? Thank you, Krista. I appreciate you for that, CA. What happened to that idea that you had? All it was an idea. They are full of idea, but empty of action. Full of idea, but empty of action. Have absolutely no action in them. But they have a lot of excuses. They have a lot of excuses of, oh, I was just tired, or I got sidetracked, and I had this going on, and I had that going on. And they have all the different reasons in the world of why they could not get the thing done that they said that they wanted done. It ain't even got to be something. It ain't even got to be something that's in somebody else's life. They make excuses in their own life. They won't do what they need to do in their own life. Understand me? So when they're struggling and they're going without in their own life, they get mad at everybody else. How you mad and upset with everybody else for doing work that you did not want to do? Make that make sense, right? How you mad and you're upset with other people for living good, for having money, for traveling and for doing this and for doing that, all the things that you actually could be doing yourself. You have the ability to do it, but you don't have the drive to get up and get it done, right? You have excuses like, oh, well, I just been through so much and I just gotta do this no, you just got to do it. That's just it. If we're going to be real about it, right? If we're going to be real about anything, let's just be real about the fact that all you really got to do is do it. Thank you so much, Edie Nicole. First badge of the morning on IG. We need 9 more badges. Y'all double tap on the screen. Let's get to it. Can we be really real about the fact that all you really got to do is do it? To be honest with you, right? All you really got to do is do it. Just think about all the times that you'd have made an excuse about something that you wanted to do. It was excuse after excuse after excuse. And then by the time you actually got up and you done it and it was done just like that, right? So you could have had it done a long time ago. Could have been in place a long time ago, could have been taken care of a long time ago, but because of your procrastination, because of your laziness, because, oh yeah, well, I'll do it later on and I'll do it the next day. And then when everybody else who've already done theirs, thank you, Gigi McGross, I appreciate you. Gail loves life, thank you so much. But everybody else's life is moving and shaking and growing and evolving, and they healing and developing, and they smiling and they got joy and they got peace, and you looking at them with your face all balled up. I just can't be as happy for you as I want to be. I can't just smile for you like how I want to smile. I can't just give you what I want to give. Why? Think B. Simone. Why? Think B. Simone. My life, how Anthony Hamilton said, I'm a mess right now. You can't be happy for me because you're a mess right now. You can't be excited for other people because you're a mess right now. That's what B. Simone said. Your friend call you, and they're excited about what they got going on in their life and the growth and the opportunity that's coming to them. You feel a way about it. You feel a way about something that wasn't even for you. Understand me? You feel a way about something that wasn't yours. You feel a way about something that right there, that opportunity, that open door, that wasn't yours. You have people that'll be in your life, and understand me, will not even put in the work that you're putting in, won't even be doing what it is that you're doing. And here you are, you're growing and you're happy for them and whatever it is that they want to do, but they can't have that same level of excitement for you, because when they look at it, they see you and they see where they could have been. People will see you and they will be upset with you because they see you and they see where they could have been had they done the work. Some people see you and they see your life. Hear me when I say this. Look at it. Exactly. A silent one at that. Yeah, very much so. Very much Gigi. Very much Lily. You are absolutely right. People cannot be excited for you when they're looking at you and they're thinking to themselves, that could have been me. That could have been me. But you won't believe this next part. Some folk will look at you and feel like it should have been me. I have more than you. I got all this, and I done did all this, and I done completed all of this, and I got this right here too, and I got right there, and I'm so decorated, and I got da-da-da-da-da. So how is it like this for you, but it ain't like that for me? And they can't see past that. They can't get past that. Never mind the fact that you have all of that, but you ain't doing nothing with it. You have all of that, and all of that you got is stacked in the corner. And on top of on top of what's on top of it is what? Your excuses. You have all of that, credentials, accolades, plaques, certifications, and everything else, and it's right there in the corner. It's piled in the corner, and what's set up on top of it like a lamp. Back in the day, your grandmama, they didn't want to throw nothing out. They would hoard everything. So instead of them throwing it out, they'll try to make an end table or something out of it. That's exactly what you done did in your mind. You done made an end table out of it. You got all of these things, and then you throw the excuses up on top. What's stopping you from living the life that you want to live? What's stopping you from having what you want to have? What's stopping you from doing what it is that you want to really be doing in life? Nothing, and nobody is stopping you. The only thing that is really stopping you is you, because you don't even need finances to develop a plan. Everybody, oh, I ain't got the money to do what I want to do. No, you don't have the mindset to do what you want to do. Understand? Because it don't cost you a dime to come up with a plan. It don't cost you a dime to start reaching out to see what it is that you can do to be able to get that done, and what type of investments or what type of people, even if you got folks around you that's willing to partake in what it is that you're doing. No, it's not that. It ain't got nothing to do with money. You ain't got the mindset. You don't have the drive. You don't have the passion. Just be talking. Just be talking. In other words, what are you saying to us this morning? Stop being distracted by the people that just be talking. That just be talking. You're going to run into folks in your life that's going to be upset with you, and they're going to be upset with you because of the fact that you're being a doer and not just a hearer. You're going to run into some folks in your life that's going to be upset with you because you're not just being a hearer, you're actually being a doer as well. Understand me. You hear the information, take in the information, you live the information. Things in your life start to grow, start to shift, start to change on a regular basis, not because understand me. Not because you upset with them or you want to prove them wrong or anything like this, because this journey is not even about proving the world wrong. This journey is about proving God right. This journey has absolutely nothing to do with me trying to prove this world wrong. I don't care nothing about proving them wrong. Understand me. This journey is about proving God right, about proving that if I surrender my whole entire life to you, if I bow my head and open my heart and allow you to take ownership of my life, then my life will definitely change, and it will change for the better. So the soft life that everybody is chasing, that they think that the soft life is going to be, I'm going to have an overflowing in finances, I'm going to have the biggest car, the biggest house, and I'm going to have all of these different things, and I'm going to be worth all of this different money. This is what society teaches that. This is what the soft life is going to be. I can travel, I can do all of these things, right? I can do all of these things, and I'm going to have the softest life ever when I'm able to do this, right? And I was like, that's not my soft life. My soft life has absolutely nothing to do with that. My soft life is, you're going to have peace no matter where you are in life. You will have peace no matter where you are in life, and you will have peace no matter what is going on in life. God's definition of a soft life and the world's definition of a soft life is just not the same thing. God's definition of a soft life is you're going to have peace in life, and your peace is going to be wherever you are, and no matter what is going on in your life in that moment, it's not going to stop you. Understand me, that peace is still going to be there. When he says surpasseth all understanding, when he says that the peace is going to be so peaceful in your life that people that's around you, even you yourself, won't understand why you so calm in that moment, why you so chill in that moment, why you so relaxed in that moment. Like, aren't you afraid? Aren't you upset? Aren't you ready to blow a gasket? You don't feel like popping off on nobody, and you just cool, calm, and collected. Why? Because when you are starting starting to go through things in life, when you are in alliance with the Most High, you start to see everything, every experience that you have as a test of my faith. Understand me, this is a classroom. Everything that I go through, I'm growing, I'm evolving, I'm transitioning from going from that infant stage to that toddler stage to that young child to the young adult. Everything that I'm experiencing is a part of my growth journey. And if I'm not experiencing something, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Right? So because I should be forever growing, forever evolving. It should always be something that's happening in my life. Understand me? And it's not that you're looking for things to happen bad in your life. You just have a thirst and you just have a passion for more growth, for more development. And you're just searching for it on a regular basis, right? So as we're continuing to grow and evolve in life, I want you guys to understand that as you're going through your spiritual awakening and the transformations, that people are going to start to pick up on it. Yesterday we talked about relationships. We talked about relationships and we talked about the two different things, which was, 1 and 2, Jesus and then Adam and David. And today what I'm saying is you have to be aware of the chatterboxes. You're going to have a whole bunch of people that's going to have a whole bunch of ideas, and they're going to always be talking about what they want to do, but they're going to also be the same people that's not doing any of those things and not really putting forth any effort to get any of those things done. And what I want you to know is that you cannot become distracted by these people. Understand me, when we say that everybody is going to have their own unique journey, their own path that they're going to be taking, you have to be a person that learns how to be a compassionate person, that I see you, I see what you're going through, but I'm not taking that on. I understand your pain, I understand your heartache, I understand your struggle in life, but that's not for me to fix. The moment that we start trying to fix everybody, give to everybody, take care of everybody, is the moment that we start tiptoeing on the lines of what? Of becoming a people pleaser all over again. The moment that, everybody is not for you to fix. Let's just put that in the chat real quick. Accepting that. I know that's something that we've talked about many times before, but we got new folks on the live. Y'all double tap on that screen, hit the share button on the live on TikTok and also on Facebook. Y'all hit that share button real quick. Double tap it on the screen. Let's get to it. Put it in the chat real quick. Everybody is not for you to fix. Let's just make sure that we fully understand that. Everybody is not for you to fix. Your assignment is not to correct everybody. Your assignment is to correct yourself. You have one job, and that job is to focus on yourself, to make sure that you are living your very best life, to make sure that you are doing what you need to do to stay in alignment with the Most High. Understand me, that is your job, that is your assignment, and you have to step out of the way of people. When people make up their mind that this is who they're going to be, how they're going to live their life, you just have to step out of the way and you have to allow them to do that. Now, there will be times in your life where you just don't understand. Like, I don't understand, why would you continue to do what you've always done when you see what you've always done always got you? You hear me? Understand? Hear me now. I don't understand how you continue to do what you've always done when you are seeing what you've always done have always brought you. How can you think that you're going to get something different out of that if you're not putting anything different into that? Why do you think that that's going to magically shift and become something different? If you've done that your whole entire life, if you've been that way your whole entire life, you coming up and saying, I always been like that. That's not a flex. That's just who I am. That's how I am. That ain't cute. Because if that's how you've always been, and that's just if that's how you've always been, and you cool with always being that way, you ain't trying to change it, you ain't trying to fix it, you ain't trying to grow from it, you ain't trying to develop, you ain't trying to switch that around and do something else. Well, I'm just saying, no, what you're saying is that I'm cool with being broken. I'm cool with being this type of individual that has I'm cool with this. And when people are cool with who and what they are, you have to be cool with letting them go. Hospital bag. When people are cool with who and what they are when they're in a broken state and you're letting them know how they are damaging you, how they are hurting you, how they are making you feel uncomfortable or disrespected in any type of way, shape, or form, if you realize that and you're communicating that with an individual and that's their response to it, that individual right then and there is already telling you everything that you need to know about them. They're letting you know that I don't have no intentions on changing. I'm not changing who I am. Understand me. This is who I am. This is who I've always been. This is what it's going to be. So if you continue to stay inside of my life, if we continue to deal with each other in any type of capacity, then this is going to be what you're going to be dealing with. So why in the world are you crying about it? Why are you upset about it? Why are you pacing the floor about it when they were very honest with you, when they said, this is just who I am? When people tell you that this is who I am, then you have to believe them. You have to accept that. And you cannot try to make it be what you want it to be. And when you try to make it be what you want it to be, then now you're lying to yourself. They was honest. You are the liar. They were honest and you were the liar. And sometimes they're not going to show you with their words. It's going to be with their actions. They'll say one thing, but their actions will show you a whole nother person. And you have to make up your mind. You have to make up your mind what you're going to do about that. You have to make up your mind how you're going to handle that particular situation. You have to make up your mind how you're going to move forward from that. Because as you're continuing to grow and evolve in life, again, one more time for the folks in the back, your new life is going to require some new stuff from you. Your new life, as you're continuing to grow and continuing to evolve in life, those old things, those old ways, those old conversations, that old hamster on the treadmill, going absolutely nowhere fast, over and over, talking about the same thing, and there's no type of growth in it, no outcome, no change of outcome, no nothing. Eventually, you're going to have to cut ties with that, because that's going to become an anchor or a weight in your life. Like, that's holding me back. That's keeping me from being able to grow and evolve the way that I need to. That's right, friend. It becomes very draining. It's almost like you're talking to a brick wall. And it's like, look, I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to evolve. And I'm not just trying to grow and evolve. I'm also trying to show you ways to grow and evolve. But if you decide that you don't want to grow and evolve, that you like it right where you are, I can't allow you to pull me down or to stagnate me or to stifle me. And as we're continuing to grow spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, as you're becoming balanced in all areas of your life, the truth of the matter is these things are going to become things that are going to be very hard to hide. They won't. Yeah, hold on. I'm going to say it one more time. Hold on, Chef Shirley. I'm going to say it one more time. As you're continuing to grow and evolve throughout your spiritual awakening, going through each one of these stages, these things are going to become more difficult to hide. Understand me. As you're continuing to grow and evolve, they're going to start to stick out like a sore thumb. You understand me? It's going to stick right out there. If you ever watch cartoon and whenever they slam something on the thumb and the thumb become big and red and it just be boom, 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 boom. It had the heartbeat inside the thumb. That's how it'll start to stick out to you. You won't be able to ignore it. You won't be able to move around it. You won't be able to do nothing with it. It'll be right there in your face. And no matter how much you love a person, no matter how much you want something to work with a person, when you see them, you won't even see them as that person. Now when you see them as all of that stuff. Because when you are operating with the spirit of discernment, when you're operating, understand me, with that spirit of discernment, it does what? It gives you the ability to see what's on them and the ability to see also what is in them. So even though they say one thing with their words, you hear what they did not say. Understand me, you heard the words that they said, but you also heard what they did not say. You see their actions and you see through their actions. Understand me? So small things that they used to be able to just slide away and think that you didn't pay that no attention, you didn't pick that up and you didn't hear that. Now you hear it all. See it all. You can't, it makes it difficult for you to deal with. It makes it difficult for you to deal with. It makes it difficult for you to sit around. It makes you feel uncomfortable. And no matter how much you try, you want to talk it out. See, that's always the first stage, and I get it, right? Because communication is key. First thing you want to do, you want to talk about it. I want to talk to you about it because I want to find out what's going on in this moment. I need to know where your head at. I need to know where your heart at. Because if this is not this, then let's just handle that now so that we can both live the very best life that we deserve, right? Live the life that we deserve. But if we stay in these environments, right? If we stay in these environments and pretend not to see or not to feel what we know that we see and what we know that we feel, then now we're dishonoring ourselves. We are stifling our own growth and development. Like, you're unhappy because of you. Again, they told you the truth, whether it was with words or it was with action. And I'm going to tell you this, it don't take nobody all day to change nothing. Let's just be real about it. When you let a person, for real, I'm just saying, when you let a person know that what they're doing and how they're treating you and what the energy that you're getting from that, when you bring that to a person's attention and they don't do anything about it, that person is letting you know exactly how they feel about you right then and there. It ain't got nothing to do with words, right? It's letting you, they letting you know right then and there exactly. Yeah, I heard what you said. I know what you want, and I'm just choosing not to give it to you. Period. And in these moments, you have to learn how to choose you. You have to learn how to choose you. You have to learn how to take care of you. You have to learn how to prioritize you. When you see that a person is not choosing you, you have to choose you. When you see a person is not able or deciding that I'm not capable or whatever it is, yes, man. You have to become that person to you. You have to stop loving people the way that you need to love you. Like the moment that you see that, now let me love me the way that I need other people to love me. Let me respect me the way that I want other people to respect me. Let me protect me the same way that I want other people to protect me. You have to become that person to yourself that you have been to everybody else. And that's just the season that we're in right now. I can't, and I cannot. I ain't got it. And even if I got it, I ain't got it. I ain't got it to give. This just what it got to be. Because when a person shows you that it's every man for himself, and you still trying to help the other man, then you behind on your own, right? Then it's your fault. Because they've already let you know that I got to take care of me. You take care of you, I'm going to take care of me. You handle you, I'm going to handle me. But they say that to you when you still trying to make it a two-man. And they already let you know that this ain't no two-man. This is not a two-man. You have to let that go. And the thing about it is, a lot of us, the reason why we struggle with this is because a lot of us, as we were coming up, we were always taught that we had to have somebody and be connected to somebody. And if that's your cousin, take care of your cousin. If that's your brother, take care of your brother. If that's your sister, take care of your sister. If you in that relationship, you take care of these people, right? We've always been taught to take care, to love, to do all of these things, but we were never taught how to stop. We were never taught how to stop. So now here we are in 2025, and now we have to learn when to stop, because some people will see that you are a lover, that you are a caretaker, that you are a doer, that you are a show-upper, that you are the type of person that will actually be there, and they will take advantage of that. They will use and they will abuse that. Understand me? They'll see your good heart. They'll see everything that is good within you, and they will take, man, what I'm talking about, take it and walk it like a big dog. Throw the biggest collar on you. Throw the biggest collar on you, baby. I'm telling you. I'm trying, and these are reasons why, as you're continuing to grow on your spiritual journey, you have to do what? When things start popping up in your life, when that awareness is kicking in the way that it be kicking in, you can't be a person that's out here that's like, oh, I didn't see that, I didn't feel that, I didn't do this. No, you have to honor what it is that you feel. When you see it, when you feel it, when you know that that's what it is, then right there in that moment, you have to be open and you have to be honest about, this is what it is. Nothing more, nothing less. This is what it is. Spiritually focused. You have to be so focused and so locked in, right? So focused and locked in that you have got to be honest with yourself to say that this ain't working for me. Yo, I like that, Lily. That's everybody's worst fear right there. is when the person have to say that this ain't working for me. This ain't working for me. This ain't working for me. I want to say this to you. There's power in reset. There's so much power in reset. When you become a person that is able to look somebody in the eye, whether that's a job, whether that's a church, whether it's whatever, and you say, you know what, this right here, it's not working for me. It's just not working for me. It's not giving what I need. It's not providing what I need. And understand me, you may get to a point in life when you feel like, you're just not capable. And that's cool too. When the person is not capable, you're just not capable. There's nothing wrong with a person not being capable. But a person that is not capable, that's not able to love you the way that you want to be loved, that's not able to show up for you in your life the way that you want them to show up for you, if they're not able to reciprocate the relationship that you're bringing to the table, right? You can understand that. I understand that you're not capable. Now you have to understand, right? While I got to bow out gracefully. Well, that's it. That's all. Because why would I stay in a situation where you're not capable? If you're not on that level and you don't understand what that is, and you trying to figure that out, and you don't know how to put 1 and 1 and make it equal 2, and you over here still struggling with basic math, and I'm over here, I'm in algebra, and I'm over here doing this, and what do we have in common? Like, really? What are we gonna have in common? And we have to be honest with ourselves, right? This is where we're going. And the only reason why I'm talking about this is because when we're talking about the spiritual awakening and being focused, a lot of these things are the biggest things that keep us distracted. These are the things that always keep us distracted. There's always going to be friendships, family ships, job ships, church ships. There's going to be any type of connection that we have to other people, right? Staying spiritually focused is important for an overall well-being, for your overall well-being, and can lead to a more meaningful and fulfilling life. The more that you are becoming spiritually focused, right, now your overall well-being is going to increase. You're going to become a healthier individual. That's going to be a healthier individual mentally, emotionally, physically, understand me, and spiritually. Why? Because now you're operating with balance in your life. Now you're operating with balance in your life. So it's going to increase your overall well-being and can lead to a more meaningful and fulfilling life. You've never experienced a full life until you have experienced a life that was balanced. Once your life is balanced and you have mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual balance in your life, that's when everything just simply flows. Understand me? Nothing is forced. Everything just flows. When you are balanced, when you are living a balanced life, that's when it's mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually balanced. That's when everything simply flows. It's not forced. I need that in your notes. What does balance do? It creates a flow. What does balance do? It creates a flow. It's no longer forced, it flows. It's no longer forced, it flows. All 4 of them, right? All 4 of them equals balance. Balance equals flow. There you go. Put it in there. Double tap on the screen. Everybody double tapping on the screen. Let's get some love going. Let's get some love going. There you go. Right? So it creates, there's nothing forced anymore. It just flows. Everything that is supposed to happen just happen. Things that need to be done, they're being done. And you don't have to ask over and over. You don't have to beg anymore. You don't have to chase it down anymore. You don't have to feel like you got to negotiate it anymore. Anybody in the chat going to be honest and say, sometimes I feel like I'm negotiating. Like if I do this, then maybe you will do that. Good morning, Evangelist Naomi. How you doing this morning? Sometimes you'll show up and you're like, man, here we go. I got to go have this conversation again. Friends say, ouch, I got to have this conversation again. Here we go, me again. Now I got to go over here and beg them to see if I can get them to pay attention. Let me see if I can go do this to get them up to do this and get them up. Yeah, you start to, that's draining. That's tiring. That's frustrating. That's irritating. Being a grown adult and you're constantly having to hold the hand of another grown adult, Being a grown adult and you're having to talk to another grown adult as if they're not another grown adult, but like they are a child because they don't understand the basics. They can't wrap their mind around the basics. They can't handle things that can just naturally happen with effort. What? No, you want to deal with flow. I don't want to feel like I got to force nothing. And that's not just in a relationship. Think about it when you go on a job. When you have to force yourself to get up in the morning, to go to that job that you don't like, that you're unhappy in. When you have to force yourself into the car, you have to force yourself to the clock. You have to force yourself to the desk. When you spent your whole entire day forcing yourself to do something that you really and truly don't want to do, you despise that job. Even though that job is paying the bills, putting the food on the table, keeping the lights on in your house, paying your mortgage and all of that, you are mentally drained from forcing yourself. You are spiritually at rock bottom from forcing yourself. Emotionally, you have nothing. You are numb from forcing yourself. This is the danger of always living a life that is forced. You tired and you ain't even got to the job yet. Before you even clock in, you already tired. Before anybody come and talk to you and say anything to you, you already aggravated. You already agitated. As soon as they say something to you, you already snapping. Why? Because I really don't want to be here. I really don't want to deal with this. I really don't even, if I ain't had no bills to pay, I would not even come up in here. If I ain't had this and this going on, then y'all would not even see me. The only reason why I'm here is because I got to be here. That's forced. You're going to find no joy in that, no fulfillment in that. That's draining. That's frustrating. That's aggravating. Everything about it just pisses you off. Think about it now. Let's think about it the other way. If it was a flow. You got up every single day. Your mindset was different. Emotionally, you're balanced. When you wake up every day and you balance, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and physically, you're balanced. You got the phone. You got the big phone. You got the big phone, and you're completely balanced over here. You wake up every single day, and even though this ain't the job that you want, it's the job that you got right now, but you still filling out applications, and you done updated your resume, and you know greater is later, and you here you go. This is your mindset, right? When you're balanced. So now here you are, you dancing around the bathroom over there, you over there brushing your teeth, you over there doing everything that you need to do. You going up in the job. Everybody at the job, they looking at you cross-eyed. Why? Because they already know. Like, I thought you was looking for another job. I am looking for another job. But this is what I got for right now. This is what I'm doing right now. So I might as well, I'm going to make the best out of what I got right now. Understand me. I'm going to show God that I'm appreciative over what I got right now. I'm grateful over what I got right now. This might not be the best thing in the world. This might not be the best paying thing in the world. This might not be the best environment in the world, but I have to still show up every day. There's still needs that I have to provide. There's still things that I got to do. So until God opens another door, then I'm going to be in this door. Understand that this is how we have to operate. You think when David was in the palace and you got Saul over there throwing spears at him, not because David had done anything to him or anything like that, but because you frustrated, because you mad, because something going on in your life, because you got anxiety. I'm over here trying to play the harp for you. I'm over here trying to calm you down. You throwing spears at me. You're treating me crazy. All of that. You think he wanted to stay inside the palace? No, he had to stay there. Why? Because there was things that he had to learn while he was in that environment. Understand me. Even though I don't like you, Saul, I don't like the way that you treat me. I don't like the way that you talk to me. I don't like the things that you be up in here doing. But there's things that I still got to learn. That's life. That's life. That's life. You're going to be going through some stuff, and some stuff that you go through, you ain't going to like it. And you're going to feel like I don't deserve this, and this should not be happening to me, and this is extremely unfair. But if you're operating with balance, then you're going to create a flow in your life. Understand me. You're going to create a flow in your life that even though it's not the best situation, it's not the best circumstances, it's going to always work out in your favor. Come here, Joseph, right? So we talked about David in the palace. He ducking and dodging all the spears that's being thrown at him. That's a very uncomfortable situation. situation. And some of us, right, I'm going to Joseph but in a minute, but let me finish up David real quick. But what I'm saying to you is some of those environments are going to be uncomfortable for you. And you're going to be ducking and you're going to be bobbing and you're going to be weaving, right? Because you're going to have spears coming at you left and right. Spears, when I say spears, I'm talking about spears of lies. I'm talking about spears of gossip. I'm talking about spears of cheating. I'm talking about spears of manipulation. I'm talking about spears of backstabbing. I'm talking about spears of letdown. I'm talking about spears of betrayal. I'm talking about spears of people looking you directly in your face and telling you a bold face when right there where they stand. I'm talking about different spears are going to be coming at you left and right, and you have to bob and you have to weave through it all. Flow. You still got to flow. Still got to flow. I see you coming. I see what you're doing. See how you're moving. Saw through the spears, but none of the spears ever connected. There was a flow. He knew how to move. He knew when to move. He was quick on his feet. Understand me. This is us in life. Come here, Joseph. Understand me. I'm teaching you right now in this moment to stay spiritually focused, no matter the situation that you're in, no matter the environment you're in, no matter the relationship that you're in, the friendship that you're in, the churchship you're in. It doesn't matter where you are. Understand me that you still have to be spiritually focused, so spiritually focused in your life that you don't allow anything or anybody to pull you out of alignment. So spiritually focused in your life that you're willing to detach yourself from anything that's not in alignment with your higher self. Anything that is not servicing your greater good, anything that's not motivating, inspiring you, or pushing you to your next level in life, you are not afraid to walk away from it. Thank you, Kenyatta Brown. I appreciate that, CA. You are not afraid to walk away from it. You are not afraid to hit that reset button. You're not afraid to start over. You're not afraid to start loving yourself the way that you've loved everybody else. When people look you in your face and they let you know through their words or through their action that they're not on your level, then now you understand exactly why the Bible says you cannot be unequally yoked. When you're over there dealing with somebody that's not like-minded, somebody that's comfortable in their mess, that's comfortable living bad, that's down bad, and they ain't trying to do nothing with it, you have to dust that up off of your feet. As much as I love you and want to see you do well in life, I cannot sacrifice me for you. As much as I want to see you grow, I want to see you evolve, I want to see you have things in life, I cannot sacrifice me for you. Understand me, I will not stop growing, I will not stop evolving, I will not stop getting up and doing what I need to do because you decide that this ain't what you want to do. Understand me, you have to learn how to let it go. I'm going to flow right past you. I am going to flow right on past you. Yeah. I'm telling you, yeah. You have to create a level of balance in your life that even when things are not going the way that you wanted to go, you still focus, you still locked in. I'm talking about overflow, a life that is fulfilled. You begin to live a life that is full when you start to have balance inside of your life, right? When it came down to Joseph was in a lot of uncomfortable situations. Joseph was dealing with a whole lot of different things. Joseph was going through some of the roughest, toughest times of his life. Understand me, this is what Joseph was dealing with. But even though Joseph was going through the toughest times of his life, and he felt like, here I am, I'm over here, I've been kidnapped from my own home. While Joseph was inside of Potiphar's house, what did he do? He treated Potiphar's house as if it was his own house. While Joseph was inside of Potiphar's house, even though he was not surrounded by his own family. Understand me, he was not surrounded by his own family. He was not surrounded by his childhood friends. He was not surrounded by people that loved and adored him. This is not the people that he was surrounded by. Joseph was surrounded by strangers, understand me, foreigners, because he wasn't even from that place. Understand me, he was kidnapped from a whole nother country. These are not even my people. These people don't look like me. They don't talk like me. I don't know nothing about these folks. And he was still succeeding. Understand me, and he was still succeeding. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, what you say, Coach? Joseph was in a place all by himself. I've taught this, but I'm going to go right here real quick. Understand me. Joseph was in a place all by himself. He was in a place all by himself. He was in a place all by himself. Joseph was in a place all by himself. Understand me. There was nobody in the place that looked like him, that talked like him, that was not even from his country. Joseph was kidnapped from his country, brought over to another country to be a servant inside of Potiphar's house. Can you imagine what it was like to be inside of a space where you were by yourself? This is what Joseph was, right? And while Joseph was there, Joseph did not whine. He did not cry. He did not complain. He was not over there doing the absolute most. The Bible does not say that. Joseph was successful with every single thing that he did. Everything that he put his hand on, it multiplied. Everything that he put his hand on, it was growing. It was evolving. Understand me. Why? Because Joseph's alliance was not with his family. Joseph's alliance was with God. Yeah, that'll teach. Yeah, that'll do it right there. Oh, wait, okay, wait a minute. Hold on. What did you say? What did you say? Some of y'all don't want to go and y'all don't want to do. Some of y'all don't want to go and you don't want to do because you feel like it ain't going to be nobody there that look like you. It ain't going to be nobody there that's from your family, that's from your cousins, and this, that, and the third or whatever. But Joseph was in a place all by himself and he was still succeeding. So why in the world do you believe that you have to have people there that look like you, that talk like you, that got to be a part of your family in order for you to succeed in life when Joseph have already given us the very best example of you can be in the whole country all by yourself and you can still succeed. You can still grow. You can still be successful. You can still multiply. You can still become the high priest. And you ain't got to have your cousins on board. You ain't got to have your sisters and brothers on board. Your mama and your daddy ain't even got to be there to clap for you, to tell you how proud they is of you. Your great granny ain't even got to be there smiling in the audience in no type of way, shape, or form. Joseph just let us know that the only person that you really needed was you. And your commitment with God. Spiritually focused. Oh yeah, ain't that something? Ain't that something? I know that's new information. Put it in the notes. Yeah, I got that this morning. Don't worry about it. Yeah. When we're thinking about the story of Joseph, we never teach it on the level of Joseph was all by himself. He didn't have nobody that was there. So in other words, what I'm telling you this morning, becoming a person that is spiritually focused is becoming a person that the relationship that you have with God become your top priority. When you become a person that is operating with a level of spirit being spiritually focused, then your top relationship, your top priority is the relationship that you have with God. You're not even concerned with the people of this world anymore. You're not even as connected to these people in this world anymore. Even though you love them and you want the very best for them and you want to see them grow, you want to see them succeed in life, you want to see them have the very best, that's not a part of your day-to-day struggle anymore. That's not a part of your day-to-day thought process anymore. That's not a part of your I got to do this for this person and that. That's not a part of that anymore. What you start to prioritize when you're spiritually focused is you start to prioritize everything that is going to bring you closer to God. Put it in your notes. Put it in your notes. Don't you skip past that there. They don't even tell you. It's not even as important as it used to be before. I'm going to say something in a minute. Give me a minute. Double tap on my screen. Can I get 5 badges on IG? Double tap on the screen. Can we get up to 1,000 on Facebook? Facebook, can we reach 1,000? Double tap on that screen for me. Let's get to it. We almost at 100K TikTok. Let's get to it. Let me say this real quick. Yeah, all of a sudden, you go from being a person, listen to this. You go from being a person that had mommy issues, that had daddy issues. You go from a person that, you was crying about the people in your life and them not loving you and them not being there and them not doing this and them not doing that in your life. And that's been your hang up in your life for the past 10, 15 years. That's been the thing that you done cried about the most. Oh, I got daddy issues. I got mommy issues. And I just want friends and I just want people to love me. I just want people to be there for me. Understand me. This has been your struggle. This has been your cry. This has been something that you've been dealing with and you've been dealing with it all of this time. And then now, all of a sudden, when you start prioritizing Christ in your life, when you start growing, when you start evolving in your life, when you start taking you seriously, then all of a sudden, you don't even be concerned about them mommy issues. You don't even be concerned about them daddy issues anymore. You don't even be crying about who done called you, who done text you, who done checked up on you. You don't even care about none of that no more. You move right on about your life, right on about your business. I'm talking about you do not miss a beat. You'll mess around on a Monday and you've been so caught up in doing what you need to do to make sure Shirley is good, to make sure Sheila is good, to make sure Sophia is good, to make sure Rambo is good, to make sure Antoinette is good, to make sure Tanya is good. You'll be so caught up in making sure that you're good and your life is doing what it needs to be doing that you don't even be concerned about nothing that nobody else got going on. It's on a Monday and you making sure that you're working on this, working on that, and by Friday you mess around and pick up up your phone, and then you realize, come on, Benny, thank you so much, sweetheart. You look around and it's Friday, and you look at yourself, you're like, wait a minute, I ain't talked to nobody all week. I ain't talked to nobody all week, ain't text nobody all week, ain't been on the phone all week. You've been so caught up in doing what you needed to do for you. You've been so focused on doing what you needed to do for you. You've been so invested in what you needed to do for you that you ain't even realized that you ain't even talked to none of these folks. You ain't even spoke to none of these folks. You ain't text none of these folks. You've been right there focusing on self, and you did just fine. Oh, yeah. That's what the enemy don't want you to pay no attention to right there. Ooh, and you done did just fine. And what she said, Coach, get out of my business. Like, hey, no. I'm just saying. And then you've been doing just fine. You be doing just fine. And everybody looking at you, and they're like, wait a minute, how in the world are you moving the way that you moving? You didn't move now. Thank you, Antoinette. I appreciate the CA, sweetheart. You done went from being a person that was codependent on other people and wanting them to be there, wanting them to be around you and all of that, to all of a sudden now you're craving being by yourself, because now you see you're more productive when you by yourself. Understand me, you get more done when you by yourself. Can you imagine Joseph being in Potiphar's house and had his brothers being there? The distraction that would have been coming from his brothers. Understand me, they were already doubters. They was already jealous. They was already envious. They was already intimidated. They was already feeling a certain type of way about him. He would have never got done what he needed to get done if he would have had them boys right there that's all along the way. All they doing is dropping their fears and their insecurities and things that they thought all up inside of his plan. If I was you, I wouldn't do that. And if I was you, I wouldn't do that. And if I was you, I don't believe this. That's all they would have done. Sometimes when you're on this journey, you have to be prepared for God to separate you from anything and everything so that you can be super focused on what he's about to do in your life. Not in their life, but in your life. This is why becoming spiritually focused is something that people run away from, because they see what it's going to cost them. Oh, yeah. A lot of people run away from becoming a person that is operating with this level of focusedness because they start to see exactly what it's going to cost them. When they start to see some of the people that they're going to have to let go of, they're going to say, oh, that's going to cost me too much. When they see that they're going to have to put in that 2 weeks notice and they done got super comfortable at that job, oh, that's going to cost me too much. When they start to see that, wait a minute, I was willing to walk away from this, I'm willing to walk away from that. But wait a minute, you're going to ask me to do what? Yeah, that's going to cost me too much. Understand me, especially if they felt like, oh, yeah, I put my all into that. I did everything that I possibly could in that situation for that. They don't want to move, and you're not moving. Understand me, every time that you don't move, when you feel that nudge for you to move, that's you being disobedient. Every single time that God is telling you to turn it loose and you don't turn it loose, then you're being disobedient. Every single time that you feel that nudge, that pull, that tug that's happening in your life, that's God's way of saying, hey, this right here, this has run its course, and you're now staying in a place that I've already left. I'm not in that anymore. I'm not even what you doing right now, you doing out of habit. That ain't even no growth. That thing been doing the same thing now for 5 years. And you notice that it ain't did nothing. It ain't grew. It ain't produced nothing in the past 5 years. It ain't had no type. Yeah, it ain't done nothing in the past 5 years. And you just holding on to it. You just hold. Yeah, that's your habit. Understand me. Your new life is going to require you to break them old habits. You're going to have to shed those old habits. You're going to have to separate yourself from those old habits. Your old habits are not going to be fitting for your new life. As you're growing and you're evolving in Christ, you're becoming something that is brand new. Old things have passed away. The scripture says old things have passed away, and you have to be willing to let those things that have passed away, you have to let them lay to rest. Understand me? And you have to continue to move forward in growth and development, learning new ways to do new things. This is what you have to be willing to do. By prioritizing spiritual practices, individuals can experience greater contentment, clarity, and purpose in their life. When you start to prioritize your spiritual practices is what you start to do when you turn loose all of your distractions, when you separate yourself from all of the things that have you distracted in life, and you begin to prioritize yourself. When you step away from that relationship that is a distraction, when you step away from the family that that is a distraction, when you step away from that job that is a distraction, when you start to establish healthy boundaries in your life, things that keep you in alignment, that keep people from coming into your life and running a complete muck up in your life, when you start to establish these boundaries and you start to move differently inside of your life, prioritizing these spiritual practices, right? Individuals will start to experience a greater contentment. What do you mean? You will become content in your life. Understand me. You are happy with the life that you have. You're at peace with the life that you have. You're not running around like a chicken with your head cut off anymore. You're not whining and complaining anymore. You're not over there being a Debbie Downer, a complaining Cindy. You're not a pity party Patty. You're not always going back down memory lane. You're not always going back down there reminiscing on the hard times, reminiscing on the struggle, reminiscing on the hardship of your life. You're not over there anymore. As a matter of fact, you sometimes now get irritated with talking about it because I'm no longer that individual. I'm no longer that person anymore. So I want to talk about some new stuff. I want to talk about some growing, some evolving. I want to talk about something happy. I want to talk about something that's inspiring. I want to talk about something that's motivation. I want to talk about something that's inspiration. I want to talk about something new. I want to grow in an area of my life. I don't want to always have a conversation about who I used to be and what I used to do and how I used to live. That's no longer me. I don't want to keep talking about that because I'm also wise enough to know. Come on, double tap on the screen. Because I'm also wise enough to know that you give life to whatever it is that you're speaking about. And every single time that I go back down that conversation, whether I'm speaking about it in a good way or a bad way, that I'm opening back up that, I'm bringing that back up again. And I don't want to continuously do that. I'm no longer that individual. I'm talking about growing. I'm talking about evolving. I'm talking about change. Understand me. So if we're going to talk about anything, let's talk about how I'm healing. Let's talk about my growth. Let's talk about my development. Everybody want to talk about who you used to be, but let's start talking about who I am right now today. Let's tell them about how I went through all of that hell and I'm still standing. Let's talk about how I was abandoned, but now that I stand here and I'm comfortable in the skin that I'm in and I don't care nothing about nobody leaving me anymore. Understand me. Let's talk about how you got violated, how this happened to you and that happened to you. And instead of you becoming your abuser, you became an advocate to make sure that it never happened to another person, that they never experienced the experience that you had. And yeah, I want to talk about that. Everybody want to talk about, oh yeah, you used to work the corner, or you used to be strung out, or you used to be this and you used to be that. It's always a used to be story. Now, okay, yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about when I was. This is what it was and this is how it was. And let me tell you, I want you to know that God is a deliverer. Let me let you know that God is a savior. Let me let you know that God is a vindicator. Let me know that God is the God that will pick you up right there in the middle of your mess, right there in the middle of everything that you're going through in life, in the lowest parts of your life. And he will wash you. He will clean you. Understand me. He will make you like you're brand new all over again. We can talk about where I was dirty, but let's not leave off the part where he got me clean. Let's not leave off the part where he created in me a clean heart and he renewed my spirit. Why y'all always want to leave that part off? People always want to talk about who you used to be. I ain't that person anymore. I ain't that person anymore. I'm a brand new individual. I'm a brand new individual. Might look the same on the outside, but the inside is changing, it's growing, it's evolving every single day. I need for you to know this. This is what your spiritual focusedness was going to bring you. Understand me. You become content in your life. I'm not embarrassed about now struggle that I went through. I'm not embarrassed by my struggles. I'm not embarrassed by my heartache. I'm not embarrassed by my pain. I'm not embarrassed by the times that folk went out here and made a complete fool out of me because I was loving them and I was trusting them and they had everybody out here doing everything up under the sun. That ain't on me. That's on them. Understand me. But now I'm no longer that individual. And I'm not going to walk around with that shame. I'm not going to walk around with that heartache. I'm not going to walk around carrying somebody else's mess. That's something that they got to deal with. That's a struggle that they got to deal with. Understand me. I ask for me and the person that I am. I'm content in my own life, right? You become a person that is content. You become a person that's operating with clarity. If it got any shades of gray, the next one is clarity. If it got any shades of gray, you don't even want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with nothing that got shades of gray. Just told him that this morning too. I don't want to deal with no indecisiveness, no double-mindedness, No sometiminess, no 1 foot in, no 1 foot out. As a matter of fact, God, I pray that you remove all of the iffy folk about my life. What you say? I pray to God, the good God in heaven, that he remove all the iffy folks about my life. I don't want nobody in my life that's iffy. Understand? I can't deal with the iffies. I don't know about nobody else. I'm just telling you, I don't want to deal with nobody iffy. Don't send me nobody iffy. I don't want to lay with no iffy. I don't want to be cool with no iffy. I don't want to, none of that. I did remove all the iffies up out my life. That's it. That's all. I don't know how you spell it, but if I was going to spell it, then if it could be a word, I'm going to make it a word, the iffies. I don't want to deal with the iffies. And that's on me. I don't want to deal with the iffies. Understand me. I don't want, there you go, friend. Appreciate you right there. Friend and wrote it all the way out. I don't want to deal with the iffies. And don't. I don't want to deal with nobody that's unsure. I don't want to deal with nobody that's unsure. I'm way too dope of an individual. I'm a whole vibe out here. I'm way too dope of an individual for you to ever think that you can be unsure about me. No. Go ahead on about your business and do it expeditiously. Because I want to tell folk quick, fast, in a hurry. If you separating yourself from me, it's going to make you a better you. If you getting away from me, it's going to make you a better you. If you not talking to me, not dealing with me, thank you so much, Candace. If you not talking to me, not dealing with me in any type of capacity, it's going to help you grow, going to help you evolve. It's going to help you become the person that you're trying to become. Don't talk to me. Don't call me. Don't text me. Don't inbox me. Don't email me. Don't SOS message me. My thing is, I want what's best for you. I want you to be happy. I want you to have joy. I want you to have peace. And the last thing that I want for you to be doing is playing up in my face. If you don't want to be here, then don't be here. Understand me. Go find your happy. If your happy ain't here, if you ain't got joy here, go get your joy. Go create your joy. Go do what you need to do in your life. Don't ever feel like you got to play. Understand me. You ain't got to play pretend over here. You ain't got, you ain't got to tolerate. You ain't got to put up with. You ain't got to settle for. Baby, I'm good all by myself. I am happy all by myself. I got joy. I got peace all by myself. I'm very productive by myself. I will get things done over here by myself and probably get more done over here by myself. Understand me. This is what I know about people who operate all by themselves, because all throughout the Bible, all I see is people that be by themselves. It'll never be no big old group. The lady with the issue of blood, they said she had no friend when she came out there. Hold up. You messy. Oh yeah, you messy. I'm just talking. Hey. I just don't ever remember reading that part. I've read it front and I've read it to the back. And when she was out there, she was saying, excuse me. I'm talking clarity right now. I'm talking clarity. See, sometimes you have to go by yourself, because see, other folk, they too shady. They too shady. They too iffy. They too sometimey. They too indecisive. Sometimes they got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Just like it was with Joseph. I gave y'all the illustration. I said, imagine what it would have been like if Joseph had all those jealous, those envious brothers that was over there dropping their fears and their insecurities in his plan. That would have been nothing but a distraction. When she went out there, she had to be clear about what it was that she wanted. She had to be clear. She had to be operating with a level of clarity that none of us have operated with before a day in our life. This lady was out there already knowing that she ain't had no business being out there, because back in this time, she was considered to be an unclean woman. Understand me? So she could not be out there touching people. She could not be out there amongst the people, because they was afraid of catching something from her. So can you imagine how clear you have to be in your mind? Do you know how clear, how connected you got to be in your mind to be out there? Excuse me, as you're moving through the crowd. It never said she had a group. Because anytime you got a group, it'd be too much going on. The more that you're operating with your spiritual focus, becoming spiritually focused, you be wanting to be clear. I want to be clear. I want to be clear on what it is that you're saying. I want to know exactly what it is that you meant by that. Hold up for a second. You know, one of my favorite things about my chosen family is if they don't understand something that was taught, when they get in Thursday night class, they'll ask a question. Or I have one or two of them that'll send me an email or a text message and say, hey, you was teaching on this, and this. But listen, I want you to go read this right here. And I'll go back and I'll read it, and I'll be like, good God. God Almighty. Understand me. It's like it's all about clarity. We become a group of people that love to be clear. That we like to not only know this part, but we want to know all the extra parts to it as well. Understand? And I love it. I'm trying to tell you, I love it over here. You start to operate with clarity that you've never had before. Understand me. You want to be clear. You want to know all the ins and outs. You not only want to know what God did that was a great triumph. You want to know what happened that led up to that moment. I want to be clear about it. Understand me. When you say no, your no is clear. When you say you're not going to do it, you're not going to do it, and it's clear. We're talking clarity. And then the next thing into that is what is going to be and a purpose in your life. When you start prioritizing your spiritual practices over this world, you become content, you're operating in clarity, and you done found purpose. Oh, some people in my chat right now, I know you done folded your arms up and you rocking left or right. I can't fold my arms up. It's so much sweat in it. It's going to be moving. Yeah. What you say, Coach? You find purpose. See, purpose is what you find when you start seeking God's face. Purpose is what you find when you start seeking his face. If you are still distracted with this world and the things of this world, then you will never find your purpose because you're looking for purpose in all the wrong places. Oh, come on, come back. I told you we was going to teach it. Come back. When you start seeking God's face, his ways, operating with his mindset, studying on a regular basis, fasting on a regular basis, understanding, meditating on a regular basis, laying before him on a regular basis. When you start prioritizing, all of this is up under note number 2, which is prioritizing spiritual practices. When you start prioritizing your spiritual practices over this world, right? Over this world, then you start to operate in purpose. Understand me. Then you start to operate in purpose. But when you are seeking to please and the approval and the validation of this world, you will never find your purpose because your purpose is not going to be in this world. Preference is of the world. Purpose is spiritual. It's supernatural. It's 2 totally different things. Yeah. Preference is in the world. It's what you prefer to do, what you do easy, what you're good at, what you would jump out there and do. And your preference is always going to be that. Your purpose is supernatural. Your purpose is why God created you. It's the thing. It's why he created you. Your preference is what you enjoy doing. Come on, double tap on the screen. Let's just get into it real quick, right? So now when you start to prioritize your spiritual practices, right? Now all of a sudden you stumble upon your purpose. Your life starts to feel you start to feel so much purpose. Now you want to work, you want to serve, you want to give. Understand me, your craving in life, your feel for life is completely different. Before, when you were prioritizing this world, you were still mad when you woke up. You will wake up, you'll be mad. You'll wake up and you will have an attitude. You'll wake up and you'll be on 110 and you ain't did nothing but wake up. But the moment that you start prioritizing spiritual practices, and now when you wake up, your first thing that you do is you go into prayer, and after you do your prayer, you go into your devotion. So now you got your scripture in you. Now you done went through your meditation and you allow God to just work it all out, all in the inward parts of you. Now when you get up and you moving around, you happy for absolutely no reason. You got a smile on your face for no reason. Here you is, ain't nothing big, ain't nothing extravagant that happened in your life, but you walking around and your energy is through the roof. Your aura, the shine, the glow that's all around you is undeniable, that you have just had an encounter with the Most High. You come walking down your hallway or walking down your steps, and everybody in the kitchen and they in there eating cereal and doing whatever it is that they doing, and they look, oh yeah, she must been in Bible study. The bed, I love it when folks look at you and say, oh, you must be. Why? Because of the energy. Must been in the energy. Must been in Bible study. They must just came out of prayer group. Oh, they must just got out of their class, honey. They come out of that class and child, they be a whole nother person. Oh, baby, they come out of prayer class. Baby, when they come out of prayer class, they be so different. Honey, they wake up and go in devotion. They come out of there. God, dog, I thought, yeah, listen, look at him. I can't hear nothing. Bathroom, got the whole speaker, got the little speaker pill in there, you're playing. Got all your worship songs on there. All your worship songs on there. You in the bathroom, tearing it up. Do you hear me? Tearing it up. I'm talking about, you don't know if you got soap in your eye, toothpaste in your eye, tears in your eye. You don't know what's happening because you just in the bed, just having a time. Blasting. I'm telling my own business. You're having a time. By prioritizing your spiritual practices, individuals start to experience greater contentment, clarity, and a purpose in their daily lives. Here's why staying spiritually focused is important. Put in bold ink, bold ink, bold ink. Here's why staying spiritually focused is important. Say, Coach, you are speaking a lot of truth. God's plan. God's plan. Y'all double tap on my screen. IG is stuck over there again. I don't know what they got going on, but if I can get 5 badges on IG, can I please get 5 badges on IG? If y'all need me to start y'all over. We had to start over 3 times yesterday. It's been stuck over here on this one for a minute. I see the hearts coming upside the screen. Let me get 5 badges. It's not allowing me to see none of the comments. I don't know what it got going on. It's doing the same thing that it was doing yesterday. If anybody can go over there, Crystal Love, if you can slide over to IG, just let me know if they can still hear me. If they can hear me over there, then we'll continue to go. I think that it's calculating the badges. It's just not letting me see them. So let me get 5 badges on IG. Thank you so much, Kira. I appreciate that. All right, thank you. As long as they can hear. As long as they can hear, we're going to keep going. All right, here's why it's important. Enhance spiritual growth and understanding. Here's why staying spiritually focused is important. First thing, it enhances the spiritual growth and understanding. It enhances it. I don't know about y'all, but I'm trying to grow. I don't know about y'all, but I'm trying to grow. When you prioritizing your spiritual life over everything, reading your 2 chapters a day becomes something that you gotta do. 2 chapters in your Bible, 2 chapters in your self-help book, 2 chapters in your Bible because you want to feed your spiritual man, 2 chapters in your mental health book because you want to feed your mind, right? It enhances that spiritual growth and understanding. And the more that you read, the more knowledgeable you become, right? The more that you read, the more that you even listen to something. You ain't even got to pick up the book. We don't have no reason to be ignorant in 2025 because you don't even have to really pick up a book. You can listen to the audiobook. They have it to where you can listen to it and you can stop it and you can pause it and you can turn it back. All of that. Why? So why is it that we're not getting the information that we need? You don't even have to have a real Bible anymore. All you have to do is have Bible app on your phone and you can go to whatever book in the Bible that you want to go to, and anything that you don't understand, guess what they got? They got this thing called Google. If you see a word that you don't understand, if you see a phrase that you don't understand, or if you just simply want to break down that scripture, all you have to do is ask Google to break it down. Not only will it give you King James, but it give you every other Bible that is actually in as well, their version. It'll give you all of their versions of that as well. Then it'll go as far as to give you Webster's breakdown of it as well. We have absolutely no reason to be ignorant in 2025. We have no reason to misinterpret any of the scriptures right now in 2025. This is why I don't be giving passes to people. This is why I don't be making excuses for people. This is why I don't be over here being nice and playing nice. Like, no, you should know better than that. To be saying something like that in 2025, for me, I feel like you know that it was wrong. You know that it was wrong, but you knew the narrative that you wanted to push. And I don't like that. I get instantly irritated when I hear people say stuff that they know don't even go together. Instantly irritated. It enhances your spiritual growth and understanding. Number 2, engaging in spiritual practices like prayer, meditation, or simply spending time in nature can lead to new insight and perspectives, deepening one's understanding of themselves and this world. This is why. Number 1, it enhances your growth and understanding. Number 2, when you're talking about engaging in prayer, meditation, or just simply laying out, like I said before, laying out before God. Just laying there. I don't have nothing to say. I just want to lay here before you. I just want to lay here. I just want to lay here and enjoy the sun, enjoy the winds, enjoy the waves. I just want to lay here before you. I just want to lay here in my prayer closet right here before you. What happens? It says engaging in spiritual practices like prayer, meditation, and spending time in nature can lead to new insights and perspectives. Won't nothing lead you to new insights and perspectives like prayer, meditation, laying out in nature, and opening up your book to study? When you start mixing those components together, you better get prepared for your life to change in a way that you've never seen it change before. When you start mixing things like prayer, meditation, laying out in nature, and studying your word on a regular basis, when you make that become a part of your spiritual practices on every single day, when you start doing that, prioritizing that in your life every single day, when that becomes a daily routine for you, a daily thing for you, won't nothing change your life, shift your perspective like that right there? When I say it will change who you are, I'm not talking about outer appearance. I'm talking about inner. It will shift the way that you think. It will shift the way that you see. It will shift the way that you hear. Like I said, it will give you insight, things that you've never thought about before. You will start thinking about those things out the blue. Things that have never crossed your mind, all of a sudden will start coming into your mind out the blue, and you start to shock yourself and be like, wow, what made me think? Anybody ever had that happen to them? You're like, what made me think of that? I wasn't even on that. I was over here listening to music, and then all of a sudden, I don't even know how I even got on that. That wasn't even something that I was talking about, something that I was thinking about. This is what happens the more that you go through these transformational stages of the awakening process. Like I said, this right here, this is so meaty. We've been talking about this for 2 months now. We're going on 2 months, almost 11 weeks of teaching spiritual awakening, because there's so much inside of it. There's so much stages of it. It's so much information that's tied down into it. You have to, I'm talking about, it's different. It's different. It gives you a deeper insight, and it shifts your perspectives. Oh, it shifts your perspective. Wait a minute, coach. What you mean by what you mean? Somebody just asked me, what you mean about that shift your perspective? Hold up, you got to run that down. What you mean it shifts your perspective? It shifts your perspective. What you mean by that? Oh, look at Lily. Lily say, look at Crystal Love talking about what you mean. Here, you know it. Just ask me one time. Just one person there asked me that. It shifts your perspective. I see you, Kira. What do I mean? You'll go from seeing things one way to seeing it 5 or 6 other ways. You will go from seeing things one way in that tunnel vision of what we were taught as children by our parents, our grandparents, the community, the teachers, that this is how you have to do it and there's no other way, because if you do it any other way, it's going to be wrong. That closed-minded teaching that we got when we were youth, that it's this way and don't try to do it no other way, because if you do it another way, then it's going to be this. No. All of a sudden, you start to shift your perspective and you start to see things in more than one way. You start to see it a whole nother way. And you're like, wait a minute, I see this and I notice that this is what I've been doing, but now I see that if I tried this, or maybe if I tried that, or maybe if I tried this over here, then all of a sudden you start doing new ways of doing old things, and you start to see the growth and the development, the change that's happening with that old thing. And just when you was about to throw it out, you thought that it was no longer working. You thought that it was out of commission. You thought that it was useless. And all of a sudden, now you got a whole nother perspective. You utilizing it different. You thinking differently about it. And now you're like, wait a minute. It's almost, I didn't refurbish the thing. I didn't reconstruct the thing. Wait a minute. I didn't brought that thing back to life. Your perspective changed. How you see life is different. And the moment that your perspective switches, the moment that your perspective switch, watch this, Gigi. Watch this right here. The moment your perspective switch, guess what else switches with it? Guess what else switch? Guess what else switch? I like doing this. I like teaching. I don't care. Guess what else switch? Your whole entire life. You live life based on your perspective. That's a note. That's red ink right there. You live life based on your perspective. You live life based on how you see life, right? Your whole friend said, whoa, hey, come here. We're going to learn something. Listen, you live life based on how you see life. So if you see life hard, then you do life hard. If you see life as difficult, then you do life difficult. But if you see life as easy as Sunday morning, when you see life as easy, then you learn to do life easy, right? When you see life as spiritual, then you start to do life spiritually. When you see life as joyful, then you start to do life joyfully. When you see life as happy, then you start to do life happy. The moment that you shift your perspective, you also shift your life. Now you understand exactly why the enemy don't want you to shift your perspective. Now you understand why the enemy don't want you to have that type of insight. Now you see why the enemy don't want you to utilize these spiritual practices. Now you see why the enemy don't want you thinking how to think, right? Want you thinking like this. Don't want you living like this. Don't want you to have these type of routines. Don't want you to have this type of life. Now you understand why the enemy goes in overtime. The moment that you start growing and evolving in your life, he starts to show up and you're like, why you keep coming at me? Because if you keep working the way that you're working and operating with these spiritual practices, if you start prioritizing all of these things and fasting and praying and meditating and laying out in nature and studying your Bible and studying your spiritual books, your mental health books, if you keep connecting yourself with like-minded people and y'all keep praying like this, fasting like this collectively together, then guess what? I'm going to lose my grip on you. Understand me? I'm going to be losing folk left and right. I have to shut you down. I got to discourage you. I got to distract you. I got to break that connection. I got to break that connection. Thank you, Rob, for the love, sis. Appreciate you. I got to break that connection. I don't need you growing like how you growing. I got to come up with some type of way to get you up out of there. I got to separate y'all. I got to create some type of division. I got to create some type of drama. I got to create some type of discord. I have to break that connection. That connection is so tight. Understand me that I can't afford for that many people to be connected spiritually. Understand me, because the Bible says where there's one or two. Come on. The Bible says where there's one or two and they're gathered together and they're in his name, then he says, then that's where I'll be as well. I'll be right there in the midst. So if they keep collectively gathering together that way, worshiping together that way, praying together that way, understand me, studying together that way, if they keep doing this on a regular basis, then that means that they're calling him to their life every day. He's in the midst of them every day. He's surrounding them every day. Understand me. Just think about it. about it. When we come here every single morning we gather right here, right? And we're in his word and we're calling on him every single day. That means that every single morning, for sure, Monday through Friday, when we're in morning walk and worship and we're right here, he's right here in the midst. He's right here, arms folded, rocking back and forth. Proud parent. Look at my children. They showed up to learn today. Look at my children. They showed up to worship today. Look at my children. Pens out, notebooks out. Look at them. They're growing. They're evolving. I'm right here in the midst. So when you say, oh, I'm crying, when you say, oh, coach, you in my house, when you say, oh, out you on my toes, gotta say, I love it. They got correction. They got inspiration. They got motivation. Understand me? She's setting the fire right up under them. This is what I need. And the enemy is on the other side saying, wait a minute, I got to do something about this. Wait a minute, I got to do something about this. I can't have this. I can't have this. So he's going to work overtime to try to separate you from this. This is why your spiritual practices is so important. Now, this is why I say, hey, look, don't forsake the fellowship of one another. I need y'all to fellowship together. Understand me. I need you to be around them like-minded people. I need you to have folks in your life that's going to hold you accountable. I need you to have folks in your life that's going to encourage you on those days when you need encouragement. I need you to have those folks in your life that's going to tell you to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and get back in the game. I need you to have folks in your life that's not amen women or amen men, and that's going to co-sign your foolishness, that's going to be an enabler to you. No, ma'am. No, sir. I want you to have folks around you that's genuinely wanting to see you do well in life, that want to see you grow, that want to see you evolve, that want to see you do your very best, so much so that they don't mind pissing you off. They don't mind you being mad at them because they're going to call you out every single time. Yeah. What'd you say? You won't break covenant on my watch. Hey, come here. Come back over here. Yeah, what'd you say? Oh, you won't break covenant on my watch. You won't, come on. You won't break covenant on my watch. Double tap on my screen. IG, can I get some love over there on IG? I can't see it, but I'll see it after the live. It'll show me after the live. Let me get 5 badges on IG. Double tap on that screen. What you say? Oh, you won't break covenant on my watch. Understand me. If we in this right here together. I don't care how mad you get. I don't care how frustrated you get. We gonna win this thing together, sis. Get yourself up. Good morning, son. Look at my baby on the live this morning. Good morning to you. Understand, I don't care how mad you get. I don't care how frustrated you get. I don't care how you mumble up under your breath. Get up and get in the prayer group. Understand me. That's why we got class. It's starting in 5 minutes. I'll see you over there. We got prayer call. It started at 12 o'clock. I'll see you over there. Understand me. If you don't see him in there in a minute, shoot that quick text message. Hey, where you been? I ain't seen you in class. We need to make sure that you in, baby. Understand me. We're going to grow. We're going to evolve right here together. Hello. And it's not even about babysitting because I'm going to do it one time. I'm going to send you that message one time. I'm looking for you one time. Anytime after that, it's all on you. Hello, it's all on you. But I'm going to definitely check on you. I'm going to definitely check on you because see, sometimes life be doing things, right? Sometimes life be lifing and we want to check on our sisters and brothers, but yeah, we ain't going to run you down though. We ain't gonna run you down. We ain't gonna beg you now. We ain't gonna run you down. We ain't gonna beg you. We ain't gonna do none of that. Once we reach out to you, that's it, baby. Yeah, we gonna reach out to you one way, 2 ways, or whatever way that we get to you. But after that, yeah, you seen them messages. You seen them phone calls. You seen them emails. You seen them SOS messages, and you decided not to respond. So therefore, we gonna move right along, baby. I'm talking about moving right along. I don't believe in chasing people. I don't believe in chasing people. I don't believe in running in behind folk. I sure do not. You would not do that to me. That is not me. That right there, that takes me too far back in my childhood. I'm gonna tell you, it takes me too far back in my childhood. I used to run out the folk back then. I ain't doing no running out the folk in my adulthood. I can tell you that right now. Once you snip, once you put distance in between me and you, once you separate yourself from me, you ain't got to ever worry about me talking to you again. You ain't got to ever worry about me calling your phone, texting your phone, responding back to you in no type of way, shape, or form, baby. You got your break. You got exactly what you need. Let me tell you why I'm like that though, because I feel like if you need a break from people, if you need distance from people, it takes only one message to say, hey, I think I'm gonna take a break from everything for about 2 weeks and I will get back with you guys. I'll let you guys know what I got going on, but right now I just need some time for myself. I think that communication, you don't have to just disappear. You don't have to just disappear. You don't have to have folk worried about you. You ain't got to have folk out here trying to run you down, trying to make sure that you okay and all of that. All it takes is one phone call, one text message, one email that you you could just send to everybody and just let them know that I am okay. I'm just going through some stuff right now, so I just need to take a break. Can you guys keep me covered in prayer? One, that's it, just communication. And I feel like anytime that's not how you handle that situation, then yes, I treat folk the same way jobs treat folks. That's right, no call, no show. Out of there. Yeah, no call, no show, baby. Out of there. Yeah, I don't see it. The next thing, right? So engaging in spiritual practices like prayer, meditation, and simply spending time in nature can lead to new insight and perspectives, deepening one's understanding of themselves and the world. What'd you say? That's me too, Gigi. You got to worry about that. How Charlene said, God will call you home before I call your phone again. I live by that, baby. God will call you home before I call your phone again. Let me reach out to you and you ignore me. Let me text you and you don't text back. Let me email you and you don't email me back. Baby, God will call you home before I call your phone again. I need for you to know that. Yeah, don't ever think that you're going to ever get another response from me. It's all about how you handle me. You better handle me with care. I do not play with folk and I do not let folk play with me. I'm going to tell you that right now. God will call you home before I call your phone again. Hello, right? Listen, get in here, right? Hey, for real. Now, this next thing is engaging in spiritual practices like prayer, meditation, and simply spending time in nature can lead to new insight and perspectives. The next drop down is going to be this: deepening one's understanding of themselves and the world. What'd you say? You prioritizing your spiritual practices, prioritizing the relationship that you have with God, you focusing on the relationship that you have with you, the relationship that you have with God, then all of a sudden you start to understand yourself and the world on a whole new level. I don't know about you, but I know that before I began to study the way that I study, pray the way that I pray, fast the way that I fast, before I started prioritizing my relationship with God, I know for a fact that there were times in my life when I felt like I did not know myself. I did not know who I was. I did not know if I was coming or going. I did not know what it was that I really wanted out of life. And I almost felt like there was no purpose for my life. I just felt like I was just getting up and I was going to work and coming home and paying bills and raising my son. And I just felt like it was nothing that I was actually giving to life, right? But the moment that I started prioritizing my spiritual life and making sure that I got up and I was fasting, praying, right? Making sure that I was fasting, making sure that I was praying, making sure that I was meditating, making sure that I was spending time just laying before God, making sure that I picked up my Bible and I picked up my spiritual health books. When I started picking up those books, I started to find purpose for myself. I started to look at my life and look at my life differently. I started to value my life. All of a sudden, the new value that I had on my life, it was different. And I became not only a person that got to know me on a deeper level, the more that I did get to know myself, the more protective that I became of myself. Come on. Who's in there? Who in there right now that say, Coach, you know what, I've been here with you on this journey since at least 2021 up until now, and I can honestly say that I'm very overprotective over me now. That I used to allow people, all kind of people, to have access to me. I used to allow people to have access to me, that I no longer allow them to have that type of access to me. I used to allow people to be right there in my life, and I used to do all these different things, but now I'm very particular. I see you, Cook. I'm very particular about who I share space with. I'm very particular about whose house I go over. I'm very particular about the environments that I'm in. I'm very particular about who and what I have around me. Now, all of a sudden, the more that I'm growing and I'm evolving in Christ, I'm realizing that every environment is not my environment, and I don't mind being left out of certain things anymore. I don't mind not getting invites to certain things anymore, because I've become so overprotective over me and my peace and my joy that if I feel like that environment is going to cause me any type of pain, if I feel like I'm going to walk into that environment and my spirit is going to be tap dancing, if I feel like I'm going to have to dilute the person that I am, water down the person that I am to be able to fit into that environment, to fit into that space, then I just don't want to go. I don't want to go. So the more that I was prioritizing my spiritual practices, the more that I became a person that understood who I was, and what it was that I wanted for my life. And then I started to see this world differently, and I started becoming a person that was picking and choosing who had access to me. That's where I'm at right now. And I don't feel bad for not going certain places. I don't feel bad for not going to certain places. I don't feel bad for not dealing with certain people. I don't feel bad for cutting certain type of people off. And I don't have to explain that to anybody. If I cut you off, I cut you off because you was bad for me. If they still hang out with you and they still cool with you, that's on them. But I am not going to do that with me. I don't deal with people that are not good for my spirit. Understand me. I don't deal with people that's not good for my spirit. Yeah, that right there, I need for you to let that sit with you for a second. I don't deal with people that are not good for my spirit. You might want to put that in the notes, right? Sometimes people be like, oh, but they so funny. They got a great sense of humor, and they so this and they so that. They so this and they so that, and they got all these good things. And I look at them and I say, I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but they're not good for my spirit. It's something about that individual friend. Say, wait a minute, that's powerful. If you think about it, because if we're not dealing with spirit, then we'll accept anybody. If they look good, if they smell good, if they dress nice, understand me, if they successful, what society say is successful in life, we'll go share space with any and everybody. If we're not looking at it from a spiritual standpoint, if we're not looking at it from a spiritual standpoint, we will hang out with anybody. We will rub shoulders and elbows with any and everybody. Understand me, if we're just basing it off of that. But some people who are very successful in life and have a whole lot of money, nice cars, nice houses, nice this, nice that, but their spirit is nasty, disgusting. Their spirit is nasty, it's disgusting. There's no way in the world that I would want to sit up under that. There's no way in the world that I want to deal with that. There's no way in the world that I would want to put up with that. Rotten to the core, come on. I don't deal with people that's not good for my spirit. I don't deal with people that are not good for my spirit, Benny. If you ain't good for my spirit, if you trigger the old me, you ain't for me. If I have to watch my words around you, yeah, because you're the type of person that just wait on the opportunity to, I don't want to be around that. I want to be around people that love me, that respect me. I want to be around people that embrace me, understand me. I'll be around people that know who I am at my core self, and they accept me for who and what I am without any judgment. Those are the type of people that I want to be around. And that's the reason why when I sign on to my Patreon, I can be in my Patreon and them folks will tell you, I will talk them to sleep. I can sit up inside that Patreon for hours and I'm never bored. And I'm never bored because even if they got to go to work, some of them, they'll leave and go to work. And if they get a break, they coming right back and we'll still be right there talking. I will sit there and I would have great conversation with my folk all day long. I love the energy of being surrounded by like-minded people. People that are eager to learn, that are eager to grow. People that don't mind going into prayer. We're going to prayer like that. It ain't even got to be a prayer call, but it can just be a need for prayer. And we in prayer just like that, baby. Yeah, that's just what we do. Somebody going through something, they say, hey, can you do this? And we right there with it. I was sick and I had a cold. I was sick and I had a cold. And it's just me sharing with y'all the level of respect that we have for each other, the level of love that we have for each other. So if you're not in my Patreon, you need to make sure you get in the Patreon. The link is in my bio. Let me tell you something. I was sick. And I said at 12 o'clock, I'm going to lay out in the sun. For 2 days straight, they in the sun with me. They at their houses, I'm at my houses. They posting pictures inside the chat. I'm out here with you, coach. We on live and we chit-chatting it up while we just laid out in the sun. Do you have that? Do you have that? Do you have people in your life that love you enough to lay out with you when they ain't sick but you are? Do you have people in your life that you can call and they'll get into prayer with you? That you tell them, hey, I got to go on a fast, and they'll fast with you? Do you have the right type of people in your community? People that's surrounding you that say, I love you enough that even though my life is going good, I'm in the mud with you. Even though my life is going good, I'm going to step in the mud with you. And people looking at them crazy like, you ain't even got to go through that. That's all right there. I'm going through it with them. I'm going through it with them. You know, I'm going through it with them. That's right. My brother got a cross. My brother got a cross. My sister got a cross. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get up under their cross with them. I'm going to get up under their cross with them. I might not carry it for them, but I am going to take up some of the weight. Is that not what the man did when Jesus was out there? You know, our scripture from devotion said, carry one another's burdens, right? And this is what I'm talking about when I say the scripture says, carry one another's burden. It did not say remove the burden from the other person. It did not say take them away from what it was that they was going through, but it said get in the mud with them. It said get in the trenches over there with them. He came out there and he assisted Jesus with the carrying of his cross. Understand me? Can you imagine that man they got out there to try to help him carry the cross with him? Yeah, you got those type of folks. Because everybody love to say, everybody needs somebody. No, I need those type of somebodies. I need some folks in my life that don't mind getting in the mud with me. Oh yeah. Oh, Naomi was definitely one. Hey, Naomi and Ruth was definitely, Naomi got insulted. Hey, Naomi got insulted. Not Naomi, Ruth got insulted. Ruth said, don't you dare tell me to leave you. Why don't you dare tell me to leave you. I'm gonna go wherever you go, and your people gonna be my people, and your God gonna be my God. That's what Ruth told Naomi. Ruth was like, hey, don't play with me like that. I married your son, and just because your son ain't here no more don't mean that our relationship dynamic is going to change. Understand me, I'm going wherever it is that you go. We follow protocol around here. I appreciate you. Let me know that I can go ahead on my way, and I can go ahead on and do my thing and whatnot, but I'm choosing not to. I'm stepping in the mud with you. You ain't got nothing. We ain't gonna have nothing right here together. We gonna stay down until we come up. That's what we gonna do. And that's exactly what they did too, huh? I'm telling you. That right there, them the type of folk that I want around me. Them the type of folk that I want around me right there. Like, yeah, I know you thought we were gonna leave you out here, but we ain't. And I appreciate them so much for that. The final thing that I'm gonna give you on today, it says a sense of purpose and meaning. A sense of purpose and meaning. Spiritually can provide a sense, being spiritually focused can provide a sense of purpose and meaning, helping you navigate through challenges and can find better direction in life. A sense of purpose and meaning is your highlight, and up under that it's going to say being spiritually focused provides a sense of purpose and meaning, helping you navigate through challenges and find better direction in life. A sense of purpose and meaning is your bold print. Up under that, being spiritually focused provides a sense of purpose and meaning, helping you navigate through challenges and finding a better direction in life. Yeah. You're like, wait, yeah, man. You start to find that purpose, you start to find that meaning, and it starts to help you navigate through things differently. Navigate through those challenges completely different. Now when you see life, you don't see it and say, hey, look, that thing right there, that thing is coming to destroy me. That thing right there is coming to take me out. That thing right there, that thing is going to rock my world. When you start operating with a spiritual mindset, when you start operating, right, with the mindset of Christ, and all of a sudden, when you're going through things in life, when you're dealing with certain things in life, when you start to experience these things, now you see it, and you see it as a challenge, right? Not defeat, but you see it as a challenge, and you see it as a challenge that's already fixed. You see it as a challenge, but you also see it as a challenge that's already fixed, right? Put that in your notes real quick. You no longer see it as defeat when you're operating with Christ conscious, when you're operating with the mindset of Christ, when you're prioritizing all of your spiritual practices, which means you're operating in the alignment of Christ, fasting, praying, worshiping, meditating, laying out in nature, studying, and you're doing all of these things, and you're seeking all of your direction from Christ. You see the obstacle course that's in front of you. You see the obstacle course that's in front of you. You no longer see it as I'm going to be defeated, that this thing is going to take me out, that this thing is going to destroy me. When you see it now, you see it simply as a challenge, and you see it as a challenge that is what? Fixed. F-I-X-E-D. It's fixed. What does that mean? It's already won. I know that it's going to be a challenge, but I know that I'm going to win the challenge. But I know in order for me to make it look a way for this world, see, you're going to have to explain that. You can't just say that. I know that I already won. I know that it's fixed. However, so that God can get the glory from what it is that I'm going through, I have to show the world that I can go through it and get through it and win it. So when I'm going through it, I'm going through it with a smile. When I go through it, I'm going through it head up, chest out. When I go through it, I'm going through it trusting God. When I go through it, I'm going through it under His leadership, under His guidance. I'm following through every instruction that He gives me, so that the world can see what it's like for a person to operate with Christ conscious, so that people in the world can see that you can go through the toughest times of your life and still have joy, and still have peace, and still be operating with a heart that is overflowing with gratitude, instead of going through it and having a face full of tears, and going through it and being depressed, and going through it and being stressed out, and going through it and having panic attacks. I have to go through it, and when I go through it, I have to make sure that my God is being glorified. So when I go through it, I'm just going through it. I already know that it's won. I already know that it's fixed. I already know what the outcome is going to be, because I know who's in control of the outcome. A sense of purpose and meaning. Being spiritually focused provides a sense of purpose and meaning, helping you navigate the challenges and find better direction in life. The better direction is when you're receiving the direction from the Most High God. There's no better directions than that. There's no better directions than that. Every single day that you wake up and you put 10 toes to the ground, I want you to sweat yourself. Tell yourself how beautiful you are and how much you love you, because there's no love like self-love. And you first have got to love yourself way before you're able to love anybody else. Of course, it's your favorite online motivational speaker and life coach. It's your girl, Street Poet. I love each and every one of you guys, and I want you guys to have an amazing, 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 amazing Wednesday on purpose. And keep it in the front part of your mind. Things are going to happen. Life is going to happen, right? On a regular basis. There's going to be things that you're going to have to encounter along this journey. But as you're encountering this journey, I want you to keep in the front part of your mind that it's all fixed. There's nothing that you're going to endure. There's no hardship, no obstacle, no trial or tribulation or mountain or giant or sickness that's going to come your way that is bigger than our God. Understand, that's bigger than our God. That is bigger than our God. He is the great I am. He is the Alpha and the Omega. He is the beginning and the end. He is the great El Shaddai. He is Jehovah Rahi. Understand me? He is Jehovah Rafiki. This is who He is in each and every one of our lives. And we have to know and accept that in our life. And we have to know that everything that we do, everything that we go through, it's about Him receiving the glory. It's about Him receiving the honor. It's about us showing this world who God is. It's never about proving the world wrong. It's always about proving believing that our God was right the whole entire time, that he was right the whole entire time. I love each and every one of you guys. I want you guys to have an amazing Wednesday. I'm going to wait around. I'm trying to wait around a minute because I see my people right now. They got 164.2K. The goal is to get up to 200K. So I want y'all to double tap on my screen over there on TikTok. Get us up to 200K. Double tap, double tap, double tap, double tap. I know some of you guys were taking notes, so I definitely get it. So while y'all are doing that, I'm just going to go over the fact that I said again, as we're operating with a level of spiritual consciousness, right? As we're operating with the spiritual focusedness, right? Getting focused in life. Understand that there's going to be some things in your life and this journey and this stage of where we are right now that's going to do what? Stick out like a sore thumb. You're not going to be able to pretend that you don't see it. It's going to be just like how it is on that cartoon where you hurt that thumb and they get the blood red and it's boom, 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 right? It's red and it's sticking out right there. That's how some things and some people are going to stick out in your life. You're going to see them for who and what they are. This is why being spiritually focused, this is why it is so important, because once you lock in and once you expose to it, this is what it's going to be. And you can no longer play pretend. And you're going to have to do what you need to do to separate yourself or distance yourself from anything that's not in alignment with your higher self. There's going to be some relationships that you're going to have to walk away from, some friendships, some jobships, some churchships, some things in your life that you have become codependent on because you have done this your whole entire life. And you're like, well, how am I going to live without it? And what am I going to do without it? Understand me. But every step that you take in faith is a step that you're taking closer to who? A step that you're taking closer to God. Every single time that you step out and you step out in faith, then you're taking one step closer to God. And that's exactly what we're supposed to be doing. We're in a stage and a place right now in life where we can no longer be attached to people that are only making excuses. They got 101 different reasons of why they cannot get that job done. And we got to have 101 excuses of why we got to get on away from you. If you're going to sit there in that, if you're going to continue to be that person, then I cannot be connected to you, because I'm talking growth. I'm talking development. I'm talking about going to my next level. And I don't want to always have to hear you whining and crying about things that you can change, but making no real effort in your life to change. Because one thing's for sure, two things for certain. What did I tell y'all grandma had said? Grandma had said that a while back. They said, hey, listen, a person who ain't got nothing to lose in their life, guess what they'll do? They'll help you lose everything that you got. They sure enough will. And when they say that, that meant everything. Your joy, your peace, your sound mind, your mental health, your great energy. A person who ain't got nothing to lose will help you lose everything that you got. That's what they said. And they wasn't just talking about materialistically. People who are at war with themselves will create a war with you. People who don't have joy in their life, they'll rob you of your joy. People who do not have peace in their life, they will rob you of your peace. People who are not satisfied in their life, they will rob you of your satisfaction. They will start to make you feel guilty for being happy. They will start to try to make you feel guilty for having love, for having joy, for having success. People, they will start to make it seem like every time that you're celebrating your life and your accomplishments, that you're bragging when you're not even bragging. You just happy that God is continuing to show up in your life. This is how you know that you're around the wrong folk. Understand me. You over there happy, happy, joy, joy, that God is opening doors for you, that you no longer have to struggle, that you no longer have to beg, that you no longer have to borrow. And they over there looking at you and they saying, oh, you think you all that. You think you this, you think you that. Understand me. You dealing with a hater. You're dealing with a hater. Yeah. I'm just putting it out there. Yeah, you're dealing with a hater. When you become spiritually focused, it's going to stick out to you like a sore thumb. Some relationships, it's going to stick out. Some friendships, it's going to stick out. Even the jobs, the churches, whatever, the situationships, whatever connections that you have with people. The more that you grow, the more that you evolve, the more that you become spiritually focused, what happens is God starts to expose every single thing, every connection that is around you. And the reason why he exposes these things to you is because he's giving you the opportunity to make a determination. Are you going to take these things with you, or are you going to leave these things right there where they at? This is what he's asking you. Are you going to behave like Abraham and drag along Lot? Or are you going to go on your own way? Are you going to behave like Abraham and drag out Lot? Or are you going to go your own way? It's a lot of people right now that's benefiting from you, and they're not contributing anything to your life. A lot of people are living off of the blessings that God is giving to you, and they're not contributing anything to your life. Abraham had a good heart. He loved his cousin and he took his cousin, and we're not going to take that away from him. However, we are going to point out the fact that even God said, don't take them with you. There's going to be some folks that you're not going to be able to take with you. No matter how much you love them, no matter how much of loyalty you have in your heart for them, some blessings, some opportunities, some open doors, some yeses are only going to be for you. And the relationships of the parasitic relationships where we're staying connected to people that add no value to our life, and all they do is suck, 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 suck. It's getting old, and it's getting played. It's getting old, and it's getting played. And it's to the point now, stop sending me an ad. I don't want to add you. Like, TikTok be doing it all the time. Like, you got these people that just keep sending ads over and over. And you like, yo, why do you keep sending me an ad when you see that I keep denying your ad? But it be like they want to keep sending it with the hopes that you're going to go ahead and accept it just so they can accept it. And it's like, yo, no, I don't want to do no battles with y'all. Like, I got other stuff to do with my day. I'm not finna get on here and be doing that. That's just what, it's just lame to me. You know what I'm saying? It's whack. It's lame to me, especially when you keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? Definitely a big old distraction. But I'm about to tell you while I'm talking about it. That's life. That's the enemy. You know what I'm saying? That's life. That's the enemy. That's how the enemy does. The enemy keeps poking and poking and poking and poking and poking with the hopes that one day you're going to give in. That right there, that's a perfect example of how the enemy operates, right? So what the enemy will do is continue to poke at you, poke at you, poke at you, poke at you. Continue to send an ad, right? And even though you keep hitting denied, you keep hitting resist it. You keep coming and coming and coming with the hopes that they can wear you down. And then eventually you will hit accept. And when you hit accept, now he gave him a doorway. You know what I'm saying? And you have to like, you might make sure that you, no means no. That's not happening. You know what I'm saying? No means no. That's not happening. Not allowing you to pierce my peace. Not allowing you to rob me of my joy. Not allowing you to frustrate, aggravate, or agitate my day. Not allowing you to have that. You know what I'm saying? No means no. No means no. It be something though. But as we continue, like for real, not allowing it. But as we continue to grow and evolve in life, we have to know that we get to pick and choose our battles. We do. There's going to be some people in life that no matter how much we love them, we're going to have to let them go. There's going to be some people in our life, no matter how much we, want to be with them, to be a part of our life, it is just not for them. And I think that sometimes, I'm going to say this, right? I think that this is another reason why we should always be careful, even when it comes down to relationships and marriages, right? Relationships and marriages. And I've already did my outro, so anybody that got to go to work, go ahead and go to work. If you got to leave, then go ahead and leave. This is why I think that when you are a single person, it's the best time for you to be in Christ. When you are a single person and you're working on yourself and your development, so I want to give a big shout out to everybody that is single. If you're single right now and you was looking at your single life as a problem, I want to tell you that no, you are in the best place right now in your life. When you're single, this is the best time for you to work on yourself and your development in Christ so that you can know exactly who you are, and what you want out of life, right? You have that opportunity, because when you start out and you're in the world, when you start out initially and you're in the world and doing things of the world, and then you all of a sudden, when you become saved and you become a person, a man or woman of God, and now this is what you're doing, if your counterpart is not doing the same thing, now you're in a position as to, are we going to stay together or not? Because where I'm going and where I'm growing, that person may not want to go there. And that will eventually become an uncomfortable type of place for you. And there's people that actually get divorces. There's people that actually break up. There's people that actually separate, right? Why? Because we're not headed in the same direction. My love for Christ, my love for ministry, my love for growth and development over here versus you being comfortable in the world, it just don't sit right. Right? It doesn't sit right. If we're not moving in the same direction, then it poses a problem. And now you find yourself sleeping with the enemy. Right? Yeah, because what I'm doing and what you're doing is just not the same thing. And this is why I say that when you are single, fully embrace being single, fully embrace being by yourself and focusing on your journey with Christ, so that when you do get into a relationship or a marriageship with anybody, you're linking up with somebody who are like-minded, people who are already in Christ right there with you, and you guys can grow and y'all can evolve right there together. Because I promise you, it is a task as you're continuing to grow and evolve, and you're constantly trying to pull that other person up to where you are. That is draining. It is draining. It's frustrating, and it puts you in a point where you're like, look, this is not worth it. Right? So yes, I'm strongly encouraging anybody that is single right now, utilize this time and utilize it wisely. Utilize it wisely, because this is definitely not the time when everybody feel like, oh my God, I want to be in a relationship, and oh my God, no. When you in Christ, focus on the relationship that you got with yourself and the relationship that you got with God. You got one up on everybody. You are actually in a better position than everybody else, right? Because you don't have any attachments. You're in a better position than anybody else. Really focus on that right now. And a lot of people will not tell you that, but I'm one of those people that's going to be open and honest with you and tell you, yes, take full advantage of that. You have the advantage. I think that some of my best growth and development came when I was by myself. When I was by myself for those 3 years, I did so much. I became the person that I am right now today when I got by myself. So I can tell you that it really and truly does work. It really does work. I love you guys so much, man. She says, yes, I needed to hear that. Take full advantage of it, sweetheart. Do not take it for granted. Take full advantage of it. I love you guys. I'm going to get up out of here, man. You guys have an amazing day. And I will see you guys on tomorrow as we continue to talk about being spiritually focused. You guys be good. All right, guys. Y'all have a beautiful, beautiful day. I love you guys.